Everything is about stewardship. The time, the talent, the treasure that we have are just borrowed, and in the end, we will be accountable for them. Good evening. Rexap here, Rexap Unshackled. Every Thursday, I do this. This is my way of paying forward for the people who have helped me along the way, for all the learnings that I have. And I would like to welcome you all. Thank you so much for spending your time with me tonight. And just before we proceed, I would like to have a recap of what we have been doing in the past few live streams. So I will share my screen with you. So this will give us a sort of a recap, a review of what we've been doing all this time. Okay. So this is in the past five live streams, we were talking about money matters. So perang pinaghirapan, ating pag-usapan. Ito yung parang byline ko. Kasi a lot of us come to New Zealand, for example, to work, to start a new life. And yet, when we really think about it, a lot of us are not moving forward. Or even mas lalong nabaon. Okay, so the first topic that we had was about mindset, about money. What is it? What is it about money? What is it really about? And then, yeah, because it all starts from here. It begins from here. Everything starts from your mindset. So ang maalala ko talaga sa mindset na discussion na ito was, it is often quoted na money is the root of all evil. And we have proven that in the Bible, it doesn't say so. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. So the moment we realize that, then we have a different way of looking at money. And then ang assumption nito is after we have that right mindset, we then talked about how to have a budget. So assuming na mayroon ka ng pera to invest, then there are actually several asset classes na pinag-usapan natin before. So like last time, the first one was about real estate. So we had a discussion. I have a conversation with one very successful Pinoy real estate investor here in Auckland, for example, si Abeljon Gomez. And have you availed of his offer pala to you can have an initial consultation with him because he has a consulting business. It's all about real estate. So it will really help if you can talk to him if you're looking that way. And then last Thursday, I was talking with Rodolph Kotik. So he's into franchising. He helped me in the Philippines back then, around 18 years ago. He helped me put up my own franchise, and it was really good. So for those na may existing business, for example, katulad itong kakausapin ko mamaya, he's now actually expanding his business, and franchising could be one way of expanding that business. And it will be a good thing to do kung talagang tama yung pangkagawa. So yung nagpa-franchise, yung franchisor at saka yung franchisee would be much better off if the franchise is done right at the very beginning. All right? And I think he mentioned that franchising a business is parang shortcut eh. Para kang nag-hack to be able to start a business because the process is there. It's already there. Mayroon ng mga na-establish na mga areas na mayroon na silang sariling ganong business. So you can then compare notes. You can see if it's really right for you. So not shortcut. Kasi if you start on your own, it would still be good. But if you don't really know where to start, you're starting from scratch, there's a lot of learnings to do. There's a lot of research to do. So ngayon naman, I'll be talking to a person who's into residential construction business. Again, it has something to do with it being a possible asset class, itong business. But we will be talking to him about real estate investing as well, because he's also into that. And then lastly, next week, I'll be talking to someone who's very popular in YouTube. He's got hundreds of thousands of followers, I think. He will be talking about stocks, investing in paper assets. That's again another asset class. So look forward to that. That will be our last topic for Money Matters, and you don't want to miss that. I can guarantee you'll learn a lot from that guy. I'm not gonna mention the name at this stage. I want it to be a surprise. Just as tonight, you'll be learning a lot. Kung meron kayo construction business or you're planning to put up a business na related dito, you will learn a lot tonight from my guest who will be talking with me about these things. So, okay, so let's start na. Start na kaagad. 7:35 already. So, tonight I have a guest who's got a very inspiring story. We have so many things in common, okay? Sabi ko lang yun. We have so many things in common. First, we are both ex-Hamiltonian. Woohoo! Go the Tron! Puro mga fan ng the Chiefs before, but not anymore. I mean, he has since moved to Christchurch. I have since moved to Auckland. But yeah, if you are originally from Hamilton, Hamilton will always be your hometown. You know what I mean, right? Okay. The last time we got in touch, I mean, wala pang lockdown, we were both in Dunedin. We were conducting a financial literacy seminar about investing in real estate as well. We ended up having my first balut after what, 10, 15 years? That was a night, and he had a friend who was a chef, and we were treated with, wow, a sumptuous dinner. Meron kaming, ang dami namin kinain that night. Usapan, syempre, may beer pang malamig. Oh, I cannot wait to bring him on, because he is really a good guy, a humble guy. I'm proud to count him as my friend, and so yeah. Without further ado, friends, welcome, Mister. Grabe to ka formal ah. Okay, please welcome my friend Ivan Presquito, the owner of Elegant Kiwi Homes. Good evening, Ivan. Oops, nakamute ka.
Yun.
Ayan.
Good evening, maayong gabi. Good evening sa Kuya Rex at saka sa mga listeners mo.
Oy, yeah, good evening. Alam ko, medyo you're slightly under the weather, pero okay yan, Ivan, kasi parang sexy konti yung voice mo, husky.
Too much talking.
Too much. Pero kaya, katulad ng sinabi ko siya kanina, in Bisaya, my mom would always tell us, and I think my sister will be here with us, because she promised, ito yung mga kamag-anak ko, mga kapatid ko nanonood sa akin, kaya hindi ako nasi-zero. Right. Sabi ng nanay namin sa amin, and I still take that lesson to heart. She has since passed away about 12, 14 years ago. She said, tabi nga makasapi, that's good. Tabi nga dili makaasenso, likaye. Okay, in Tagalog or in English, talking that makes you progress or gives you progress is good. But
Yep.
I don't talk, avoid. So I think yung experience mo ngayon, because you had so many meetings, you're all over the place. Yeah, you mentioned earlier, my Christchurch ka. Of course, you're based in Christchurch. By Hamilton ka na rin, my Blenheim, my Invercargill, and soon Auckland, given the right person. Okay. So, yeah, wow. So I'm not surprised na naging husky yung boses mo. Akala ko kantahan eh.
I wish.
Okay, so
I'll
I'll start easy with you, okay, and with our eavesdroppers tonight. Could you please tell me something about your journey from being an employee to being a business owner here in New Zealand? Because I find that really, really inspiring. Go.
Okay, Kuya. So being a businessman is not on my radar, no. I was a professional all my life. I was an employee of multinational companies, Fortune 500 companies like Colgate-Palmolive, Mitsubishi Motors, Shell, Xerox.
So this is back in the Philippines.
Back in the Philippines, and then prior to New Zealand, I was assigned sa States. And then in pinalad ng Diyos na mapunta ako sa New Zealand. I started coming from America, medyo nag-try ako mag-apply doon, and then I found it easy makahanap ng trabaho. Kasi I got an MBA, I was a CPA. Wow. So sabi ko, andali. Grabe ang yabang ko noon. Andali naman, kung ganun, if I go to New Zealand, I can easily find a job. So I moved to New Zealand kasi ang main aim ko why I wanted to move to New Zealand is I started a young family, and I wanted them to be closer with me kasi ang trabaho ko noon, panay biyahe.
Mm-mm.
I wanted to see my kids na growing up na I'm there as their father. So
Mhm.
nakita ko yung friend ko na sa Hamilton. He helped me out. Then I moved to New Zealand. Then um, I found out na wala lahat ng yabang ko sa sarili ko tsaka self-confidence dahil ang hirap maghanap ng trabaho sa New Zealand. Sabi ko,
What year was this?
this was 2011.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So right
so
after the GFC, okay.
yeah, so after the GFC, may mga tapos I was on a tourist visa.
Okay.
I thought I can easily convert my visa into a work visa. And then,
Siyempre may MBA eh.
I thought, kasi nga, sobrang bilib ako na sa Amerika, dali ko makahanap ng trabaho. Dito ba kaya? Only to find out na hindi pala ganun ang New Zealand. So, for 3 months, lahat ng pera ko, ubos. So,
Lahat
balik ako
ng
sa
savings, ibig sabihin.
lahat ng savings ubos, and there's no way to I don't intend to go back to America, or I don't want intend to go back to Philippines. Sabi ko laban na to. And then I tried my best to be into the country. So lahat ng mga menial jobs pinasok ko. Like pati mascot. People there in Hamilton knows I used to be a mascot.
Mascot lang.
ng Asma Waikato. Yan. I was the puppet fish. So I also run so nag-aral din ako ng another postgraduate degree. Just
Teka, Ivan, let me just interrupt you kasi alam mo lalo na ngayon, 'di ba? Ang daming medyo alanganin yung work, tapos na-discourage na. So, what were you feeling then? Anong nararamdaman mo that time? Was there self-pity? Nadidepress ka ba? Ano ba yung nararamdaman mo?
Just like anybody else, kuya, darating ka sa point na magse-self-pity ka. Pero so, napiyak ako one time kasi may isa akong racket na sa gabi typist ako, no? Tapos
mascot sa umaga, typist sa gabi.
Hindi, mascot sa hapon.
I love that. Okay.
Sa gabi. Sa umaga, kuya, meron pa akong work as a student, tawag dito, nagki-caregiver din ako
Okay.
at some point. Tapos napaiyak ako doon sa caregiving kasi it's not my hindi ako talaga sanay umawak ng dugo or ng tao whatsoever. Sa may training. So one time, may pinasok ako dito sa ganitong caregiving. Tapos nung nakita ko yung yung second day, pinatayo yung tao, pupunasan, madali lang. But on the third day, yung gumamit na ng latex glove, and then kailangan ko siya pa-discharge.
Yeah.
Nung nakita ko, medyo tumakbo agad ako, nag-resign ako without letting the owner know. Without letting my client know na I need to resign. Basta tumakbo ako, umalis ako. And that very moment, lahat ng it changed me for good din. Kasi parang na-realize ko, dapat tanggalin yung kung anong tingin mo sa sarili mo. Dapat lahat ng inhibitions, iwan mo sa Philippines. Or iwan mo kung saan man. You migrate into a new country, dapat bagong tao ka. So, doon na-realize ko na na hindi hindi bagong tao ka. Pangalawa, dapat resilient ka sa mga changes. Kung ano yung bagong environment mo, you have to blend with it. So, yes. Tanggalat pati ang pride. Then, it brings me closer to God. And doon nagsimula ang journey ko rin as a Christian. Kasi kung hindi dati mangyayari ngayon, wala.
Yung pride,
Yeah, oo. So I think yung pride is ang number one na kalaban nating mga migrants, especially sa pag yung mga nasa office jobs. Kasi back in Philippines, we could say, actually nung moment na yon, yung self-pity ko was, sabi ko, kasi nung time na yun, habang malungkot ako, doon ako sa Hamilton Lake.
Our favorite place as well, Hamilton Lake, yeah.
Sa Hamilton Lake, I was looking at the lake and I was almost crying, and then my staff sa Shell texted me sa Facebook Messenger, and she said, "Boss, kamusta ang New Zealand? Maganda ba dyan?" I cried so hard after that questions kasi sabi ko, ano sasabihin ko, maganda rito or hindi? Do I have to lie?
Alam mo,
Tapos,
alam mo, let me just tell you my story as well. Ha? Sinabi ko na ito last time eh. Ganon din ang feeling ko, reaction ko nung first business ko dyan sa Hamilton. Yung nag-ano ko ng oil, nagdi-deliver ng oil, nagre-refine ng oil sa mga restaurants. Nung iniwan ako ng train sa akin kasi it was a franchise business, eh dapat you have to work with oil na dapat mainit eh. Alam mo, natalamsikan ako. Ang sakit ng paso, first time ko napaso na ganun kalaki. And I was really beyond like, parang maiyak ako. So tinawagan ko yung business partner ko sa Philippines kasi I still own that business at that time. Tinanong ko siya. Parang I just wanted to get that comfort. Sabi ko, saan kayo ngayon? Sabi niya, oh, I'm with all our managers in Singapore. Tinreat ko sila kasi we hit our quota. Hindi ko alam kung maiyak ba ako, batawa, or like, I think I know how it felt, di ba? So, did you seek help? Like, did you seek professional help? Or how did you release that self-pity? How did you get out of it?
kasi it helps din, at that time, kuya, it helps yung vision mo. You have to focus and stick to your vision. Like, I wanted to succeed. That's it. I wanted to stay in New Zealand, bring my family.
No matter what, I'll have to go.
So, if nawala lang yung nagkaroon ako ng parang sort of temporary insanity at napaiyak ako.
Buti, temporary lang ha?
Yeah, for 3 hours. Sobrang lungkot ko.
Oh,
Then
wow.
after that, recover ako. I put myself back together and I asked myself, ano ba ang vision ko? Ano bang goal ko? Then went back to my goal, and then I called my wife just to get me a bit of strength, and then para mabalik ako sa realidad ng buhay. And then reading the Bible as well helped me out as well.
Yes, of course. So it's a good thing that you have this support. So for those, okay, although hindi to related sa topic natin, pero I'm sure marami tayong mga kababayan right now, whether dito sa New Zealand or saan man sa mundo, kasi we have some viewers as well in Hawaii, for example, sometimes, Philippines. For those who are experiencing the same, I think it will be best to seek out, no? To seek out there other people, to talk to them, rather than kinkimin mo yung lahat ng sama ng loob para pasan mo yung mundo eh. Wow, thank you for sharing your story with us. That's really inspiring, see? Okay, na lagpasan mo yun, and then ba't bigla kayong nalipat from Hamilton to Christchurch pala?
So, kasi in order for me to get my visa, nag-aral ako ng another postgraduate degree. Yeah. So,
dami mo dinaanan
Tapos, yung prayer ko at the time was, sabi ko, God, the first company that will give me a job offer, then that will be your gift to me. That was my prayer, but during that span of time from April ako natapos, pero yung nakahanap ako ng trabaho was August. During that span of time, more than 300 unsuccessful. More than 300 applications.
Okay.
Pero I hung on to my faith and I said, God will give me something. And then true enough, the first company that gave a job offer was a small company, a startups company in Christchurch. So I took that offer straight away, signed without any hesitation. Tapos, parang nagbiro si God kasi may isang company na sister company ng Shell. Nag-offer naman sa akin based in Wellington. Nag-offer sa akin 3 times as what the Christchurch company is offering. Pero to cut the story short,
yes,
God lead me to Christchurch. Sabi ko, yun na yun eh. Actually, galit niya yung wife ko sa akin kasi she was in Philippines at that time, and then she asked, oh, saan ka na mag-work? I told her, Christchurch.
How is she, by the way? How is she pala? She's good?
She's good, yeah. And then nagalit siya kasi sabi niya, of all the places, Christchurch is
Christchurch.
has wait, we're going to
Yeah,
die.
yeah.
Sabi ko, sabi ko, keep on to your faith. God would lead us to something, a good place. So,
Okay.
yun, Christchurch kami.
Okay. So before we move on, I'll just would like to acknowledge some of our regular, eavesdroppers, regular viewers. Nandito nga siya, yung taga Tukurua na kababayan natin. Siya yung hari ng hari ng mga plastering at saka mga board works, S Works Tiad Costello. Thanks for your watching us, bro. Alex Oybines, aba, meron tayong taga Darwin. How's Darwin, mate? Atilani, of course, Atilani, di ba? Good evening from Taupo, Jackson Cavarhal, Ramil King Pacheco, Dana Grace Para. I'll acknowledge all the rest. Nandito na yung taga Aloha natin, taga Honolulu, si Janice. Thank you for joining us tonight. Guys, kung mayroon kayong mga tanong, if you have any suggestions at all or any comments, please write down and we will try to answer them as much as we can. Okay. Now, let's continue sa usapan natin, ha. Pasarap ito usapan natin eh. So the next question that I would like to know is paano ka, like I'm sure yung kinuha mong work sa Christchurch is still about your accounting accounting field, di ba? Paano ka napasabak bigla sa construction? Kasi baliktad tayo eh. Ako, I'm a civil engineer back in the Philippines and here I am doing finance, like home loans, insurances, and stuff like that. Ikaw naman, galing sa accounting, bigla rin construction. Pero teka muna. Alright, bakit ka napasok bigla sa construction?
Kasi yung first company that offered me the job is a startup construction company. As in,
so one thing leads to another. Yep.
Yeah. So as in, when I first started, we don't have any office. During my first day, I asked my boss, so what's our payroll system? And he's like, what do you mean payroll system? Sabi niya, can you not use Excel? Yeah, I can do that. And then, sunod na tanong ko, what's our accounting system? What accounting system? So technically, totally wala. And then, sabi ko, where's my computer? Sabi niya, wait for 15 minutes. I already ordered your computer. So totally from scratch, nag-start kami. And I was so glad. Actually, it's my first company na sinimula ko from scratch. Lahat ng company ko back in...
Ivan, bro, sandali lang ha. I-interrupt kita. Kasi importante ito eh. Sa nakikinig sa atin, lalo na yung may mga existing business. See, friends, hindi lang kayo nag-iisa. Di ba sinabi ko, pag may business kayo, there are at least 5 areas na tutukan kasi hindi pwedeng wala ito eh. Finance, accounting, sales, marketing, HR, inventory, kung relevant sa inyo. Kasi if you don't have that, you will never sustain or never grow. Katulad ng sinasabi ni Ivan sa atin. Like, existing business, kiwi yung may-ari, walang payroll, walang accounting system, wala lahat. So can you imagine that? So hindi kayo nag-iisa. But now that you know about this, if you really want to go to the next level, you have to look at these areas as well. Okay? Sorry, Ivan, patuloy tayo.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah, so, ang ginawa ko, first, nag-start, kasi may mga, I was employee number 4. And
Employee
then,
number 4.
Yeah, and then may mga 10 kaming tauhan sa ground, mga construction workers. So, mahirap din yung payroll system kasi i-monitor mo kada isang tao, time consuming.
So manual
So,
lahat.
nag-devise ko ng payroll system using Excel.
Okay.
Oo. Then na-impress siya, natuwa siya kasi pwede pala yung ganun. And then second, as we grew, ang actually na-impress siya kasi nasa isang site ako na maliit na office and then ang mga tao namin nasa siguro 3 kilometers away.
Okay.
Pero nagawa ko ng paraan na yung naglagay ako ng computer doon sa site and then yung mga tao doon magkikiin na lang ng hours nila.
Okay.
And then dito sa office na 3 kilometers away, all I have to do is to press that button in Excel and then it will capture all their hours. So nakita niya, sabi niya, how did you do that? kasi parang syempre, when he hired me, he wasn't expecting, by the way, kaya pala ako na-hire doon kasi I have to remove my managerial position, supervisor position, I have to remove my MBA, I have
Yeah,
to pay
yeah,
like a
yeah.
dumb, an average Asian guy. So otherwise, hindi na ako i-hire.
Kasi
So,
overqualified. So yung gagawa ng CV, you have to pinausapan din namin ito during yung may ano kasi ako doon tungkol sa yung personnel, yung HR. So that was the advice ng expert ng HR si Chel. Sabi niya pag magbigay kayo ng CV or magbigay ng application, it should be specific to the job you're applying for. Tama yung sinabi mo. So kaya ka na-hire. Now,
yeah.
i-shortcut natin. So, of course, ito pala, one thing led to another. Kaya napasok ka sa construction business. And you could have done other businesses having this experience already. So, ang tanong ko ngayon, bakit napili mo mag-start ng residential construction business when you could have done something else?
Yeah. So, at that time kasi, when I was helping my boss, we started a very, very small capital of $40,000.
$40,000, okay.
40,000. And when I first look at the financials, sabi ko, hindi ako ma-residente nito. So, I told him, anong plano? And then he said, wala, you just have to make money. So, just typical Kiwi business owner na magkapera lang.
Yeah,
But I pushed him so hard na dapat umasenso siya. Kasi pag umasenso siya, ma-residente ako. Yun lang naman yun eh. So, after 2 years and 7 months, we became $45 million business. And
wow.
then, yeah. So, na-convert namin from 40,000 to become 45 million. And
All
then,
thanks to you. All thanks to
yeah.
you. A big part of that is
Partly
because
ako.
of, yeah.
Partly lang ako. Pero, yeah, so, I played a good role. And then after that, when I quit sabi ko, I have to quit my job and carve my own destiny. Kasi people in Christchurch thought that I was the owner. Kasi ako yung kilala ng mga tao.
Okay.
So when I quit my job, the first thing that I did was I approached a big brand, construction company brand. Sabi ko,
yes.
pahingi ng mga jobs. I'm going to start a subcontracting business using my Filipino workers. So, true enough, binigyan nila ako ng $5 million jobs. Pero what I realized, bilang subcontractor, I am at the mercy of the main contractor.
Of course.
Tapos, being an Asian guy, alam mo, dito, I gained respect when I was a manager of that business. So, but when you're into, going to breach the comfort zone of the Kiwi businesses, like subcontracting in a construction field is the comfort zone ng mga Kiwis. If you penetrate in that area, they won't like it. Marami kang kakalabanin.
Of course.
So, ano nangyari?
Parang intruder, may intruder
Parang ganon, oo. So, I have to be creative kasi yung business ko at the mercy ng mga main contractor, So,
yes.
ang hirap kasi squeeze ang time, squeeze ang budget, tapos lahat ng risk nasa sa akin, sila nawala na ng risk. So, sabi ko, dapat I have to step up and become the main contractor. But the problem at that time is, A, I'm a migrant. B, I don't have enough capital. And then, maliban sa not enough capital, ang strength ko lang at that time is contacts. Okay? Kakilala ko yung mga Mitre 10, Bannings, tsaka maraming yung mga subcontractors in the construction industries. Yun lang ang asset ko naman. So, after around 5 to 8 months, I stopped the subcontracting business model and shifted into commercial property development.
Okay.
Nag-build kami ng 7 townhouses. We bought the section and then built 7 townhouses, sold, and we're like, wow, it was all sold before it was fully constructed. Sabi ko,
It's
this is
still puntahan natin, maganda yun eh, no? Within, talagang maganda yung location din.
yes, oo. Tapos, after that, sabi ko, since we made money, let's do 3 times as this size. So we formally, I partnered with 2 other businessmen. Nag-form kami ng commercial development company. And then, nag-ano kami ng 31 townhouses. Yun. The problem with the commercial projects is that it takes time to finish, and then by the time it's finished, the market can go up or down.
Oh
It
yes,
can
yes, it happens. Yeah.
So it happens. So very risky. Well, and then sabi ko dapat don't put your eggs into one basket, otherwise scary. So at that time, while I'm being like a co-owner of a commercial business, I started creating a brand ng residential
Yes, yes.
house. This one is my pet project, my baby, which is called Elegant Kiwi Home. So ito, ang residential kasi less risk. You stop
So
up
what?
one.
Okay. So what you're saying, Ivan, is yung sa commercial, may partner ka, pero itong Elegant Kiwi Homes, this is your own.
Yes.
Okay.
So this one is just mine. We're 100% me and my wife.
So you mentioned earlier that sinabi mo sa dating employer mo na you should go beyond just earning money. So let me ask you, what is your why? Anong why, anong reason mo for putting up this business, itong Elegant Kiwi Homes? What is your unique selling proposition? Like ano bang naiiba sa inyo sa Elegant Kiwi Homes sa ibang mga mga nagbe-build din ng mga homes?
So when I started this business, it took me like mga siguro a year and a half of planning. I studied the market, the local market. I studied the culture. Kasi ang mga buyers, karamihan mga locals, di ba? They have their own preferences, and then we have to study the competitors, these businesses
Yes.
who can hear what are they offering, how do they design houses, and then I literally did a SWOT analysis. I
Okay.
what are the strengths, who are the competitors here, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, because I need to penetrate into that sphere. So I had to study kung paano ako makapasok sa market. One thing that I noticed is lahat sila matatagal na sa industry and brand recognition. Yun lang naman ang selling point nila. So sabi ko, I have to do my own tawag dito, in order for me to penetrate to the market, I have to do something else. So ang something else namin is we don't just build houses. We wanting to be the part of the buyer's dream into owning a house. Kasi if you treat this business as just business, walang feelings, di ba? Parang just money. But
Negosyo lang, talagang ito yun. Yeah.
Oo, the clients, iba kasi yung ginagawa namin. We design the houses of the clients based on how they live into the house. Kasi iba, the way you live in your house is different from me, you, them, everyone else. Everyone is unique. So we gather what the client wants and needs, and then we put it in the drawing board. We present it to them. This is your dream house. Is that what you want? Then let's build it. So we put passion into it.
Sayang no, wala tayong sayang
Mm.
hindi ako nakapag-prepare ng mga pictures ng finished product mo, maganda. Like I saw your post sa Facebook halimbawa. So you guys who are listening to us, Again, if you have comments, thank you for joining us tonight. If you have comments or suggestions, or better still, if you want to see Ivan's finished products or the houses that he has built so far, go to their website. That's www.ekh.co.nz, or you can also send him an email sa inquiries sa ekh.co.nz. You
Or
can do
Facebook.
that kasi
Yeah.
naiiba siya eh. Nakita ko
Mm.
yung mga finished product mo, Ivan, ninyo. Naiiba siya eh. Hindi yung pangkaraniwan na parang generic na bahay. Makikita mo na parang in a way customized eh.
Mm.
So that's what you're saying. Ito yung unique selling proposition ninyo na
Yes.
to a certain extent talagang kinukustomize, kinukonsider niyo ano yung pangailangan ng client. Yeah?
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
That's true.
So as in terms of course, karamihan sa atin sensitive tayo when it comes to costing kasi when you say customized, parang angkop doon sa gusto ng client, would it make it much more expensive or ano pa rin, competitive pa rin tayo?
Okay, so I always do a price check of my pricing compared with the other companies out there. Lagi ko chine-check kasi I need to be competitive nga. But one thing I notice is I'm always around $20,000 cheaper than the competition. Sabi ko, hindi kaya may mali ako? And then what I noticed was, we don't have so much overhead. Okay? So yung overhead namin, lahat may pakinabang. Lahat ng tao ko na nagtatrabaho sa company, multitasking. So walang labor cost na nasasayang, na nasa office lang, walang ginagawa. Kahit ako, nagtatrabaho. Sa umaga, pwede akong boss. Sa hapon, naglilinis ako. O di kaya, nandun ako sa site, nagbibuild ng fence. So, that's the same, it's like developing a culture within our company din. Sabi ko sa mga tauhan ko, na mga puti, sabi ko, dapat bilang startup company, we have to be very versatile. Kung, if you can do 3 things, if you have 3 skills, that's good. Kasi we can utilize it. Ayaw namin ang walang ginagawa sa company.
Oh, so that leads me to our next point of conversation eh. So how do you deal with competition? Kasi there was a time I understand Christchurch nag-boom talaga yung construction ng mga bahay. I understand right now hindi naman nag-drop pero nagpa-plateau na siya. Hindi katulad before na wow, grabe talaga yung construction. So how do you deal with competition?
Ang Kiwi competition is good. No? Kasi ganyan, pag nagkikita kami minsan with yung ibang mga business owners sa mga Kiwis, they're fine. I love the competition kasi ito naman ang pinasok ko. but you have to be smart about it without a good it must be a healthy competition, no? If people sees you na hindi ka healthy competitor, like it's foul yung mag-badmouth ka ng ibang company.
Yeah.
That's a big no. What we do is we outsmart them by, as I said, I did the SWOT analysis. What are their strengths, their weaknesses? What are the opportunities that is there for me? And what are the threats if I'm going to enter that sphere? And then from there, nakitaan ko sila na, dahil matagal na sila, they are so complacent. They're just selling the brand like, we've been in the business for 30 years.
We are the game. We are the game.
We've been over 80 years, 50 years. That's good. That's a strength.
That's a very good point, Ivan. Kasi maraming Filipino man or Kiwi businessman dito man sa New Zealand or saan, once you are at a certain level of success, tama ka, nagiging complacent eh. Akala mo wala nang room for improvement. But on the other hand, it really pays if you know your market.
Correct.
Yung like halimbawa, I'm in the home loans business. Before, akala ko napaka-competitive ng market. Nako, by just knowing gaano kalaki yung home loan market sa New Zealand, para ka malulula, hindi ko kakayanin yung lahat na yan. In fact, the opportunity is there. I mean, there's sunshine for everyone.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Kaya it's like a big ocean out there. Actually, hindi ko kahit na magpagawa ang mga kapwa Pilipino ko sa akin na ba ng bahay, hindi ko kakayanin. There's plenty of opportunities for everyone.
So what you're saying is, in terms of dealing with competition, what you're saying is, since identify mo na yung niche mo na, yung unique selling proposition mo, alam mo kung saan ka mapoposition, because you cannot serve everyone. I agree. Then kampante ka. You are confident with what you can offer and what you can do.
Yes, Kuya. So,
that's really good.
You know your market, you know your product, alam mo kung ano wala sila, alam mo kung anong meron ka, then push for that one. And you create something different from, yung parang sabi na sa pag-cola, di ba? Parang naiiba. Iba sa iba. Yan.
Akala ko sabihin mo, iba talaga ang Pinoy eh.
Well, actually, it helps din, Kuya, kasi honestly, yung mga houses natin sa Philippines, no, magagandang design. Tapos, it helps din kasi sa previous job ko, I keep on traveling the world. So, it helps me seeing the designs of houses in India, houses in Mexico, in America. So, tapos pagdating din sa New Zealand, sabi ko, pag ganito, pare-parehas lang. walang something. So, sabi ko, dapat yung houses na i-build ko, yung pagpasok mo pa lang, malalaman mo na, gawa ng elegant kiwi house. Yan, Yan.
That's really good. Alam mo ba, nag-uusap lang tayo, wala ang balot sa beer eh, sayang. Pero walang beer at balot. Ito na last nating pag-meet. Ang gawin natin, kasi I really want to flash even just one of the photos ng gawa ninyo. So what I'll do is, I'll remove myself from the screen. First time ko itong gagawin. Then you will share your learnings, like in terms of ano yung mga joys of owning your business right now, ano yung mga pitfalls, ano yung dapat bantayan. Kasi a lot of Filipinos are either nakikinig sa atin ngayon or watching us, are actually looking into that or actually in business themselves. And there are so many things that I learned from you and they're learning from you as well. So while you're sharing your learnings, what I'll do is I'll grab from your website when I come back, and then I really want to show some of the photos ng finished product ninyo. I think I really owe it to you. Gusto ko ipakita talaga. So,
Kuya, mas maraming photos sa Facebook page ng Elegant Kiwi Homes.
So hanapin ko yun, and then at this stage, I'll excuse myself, and then please share your learnings. Ano yung mga joys mo, ano yung mga pitfalls, ano yung dapat bantayan, about competition, about costing, about having this conjunction with other contractors, for example. Diba? Kasi alam ko for example, itong si bro na taga Tukuroa, itong si bro na yun ang negosyo niya along that line. I think he will not want to know these things. Iwanan mo na kita, sandali lang. I'll give you, sandali lang, mga 1 minute and 1 hour, okay?
I'll continue talking?
Yeah, go ahead, about your learnings.
Okay. So, one thing that I learned sa business na ito is, you have to adopt the Kiwi mentality and attitude, no? Yung honesty. You have to be honest with your clients and the people you're dealing with. If you stuff up, you say sorry. Ganun lang naman yun eh. Rather than making up stories to avoid yung mali, it's better that you own up your own mistake and then rectify it. Kasi doon naman tayo nag-i-improve as business people, business owners. The more that you get to learn from your mistake, the more that you can improve yourself and your business. Tapos, one thing that I learned, kailangan mo you have to understand personally the needs and requirements of every client. Every person, every client is unique with one another. So, you have to spend time understand their needs, their wants. In fact, it would help sana kung meron kang background sa psychology, no? Another thing that I learned is in this business, there are too many setbacks. Pero don't let the setback stop you. Keep on, sabi nga ni Johnny Walker, keep on walking. Ganun talaga ang business, ang buhay ng isang entrepreneur, ang buhay ng isang negosyo. It's up, down, up, down. Sometimes you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go downhill. So kapag hindi ka strong, you're going to be carried away by the emotion. Don't let that that emotion carry you away. Don't let any setback stop you. Keep on trying, keep on pushing. And lastly, siguro don't be afraid to lose money. The moment na natakot ka na malugi, hindi ka pwede magwagi, hindi ka pwede mag-succeed sa business. I earn a lot of money, but at the same time, I lose a lot of money. But the main thing is, if you lose money, at least, natuto ka man lang doon sa mga mistake mo. Yun lang ang mga learnings ko sa business na ito.
So, thank you so much for that. I'm back. Unfortunately, yung Firefox pala, ayaw mag-share ng screen. I have to use Chrome, which I'm using also right now. So for some strange reason, hindi ko ma-share. But I promise next time, before I start talking to my other guests next week, ipa-flash ko yung mga sayang talaga. But then, anyway, ito yung inquiries at its that could answer kung may tanong kayo specific kay Ivan, tapos yung website nila. Tapos sa Facebook, just visit Elegant Kiwi Homes. Ang gaganda talaga. Tingnan ko ngayon lang, ang ganda. I'm impressed kasi yung nakita ko last time hindi pa ganun ka-refine. Ngayon like wow, you're really getting there. Parang siya? Parang siyang premium, yung hindi siya run of the mill na bahay lang, parang premium na mga bahay eh.
Actually kuya, nagkakaroon tuloy ng mga feedback sa mga friends ko. Mahal ba yan, Ivan? Sabi ko, how much is the mahal sa inyo? Sabi nila, this much. Nagbigay sila ng price, no? Nagulat sila, like for example, a house na recently sold by another company, 580,000. Nagulat sila, with my one, I'm only selling it for 550. So sabi ko, there's a 30,000 difference agad. Sayang. If ganit ako, I could be richer by now. But the thing is, I'm not. Sayang.
So hindi yun ang why mo eh. Ang why mo is really to provide these nice homes to satisfy yung mga pangailangan ng clients. I really wow, that's a big one. Yung tanong kasi ng presyo no, like mahal ba or mura ba, it really depends on the value that you find in it. Like mahirap sa lagyan ng presyo ng value eh.
Correct.
Just like anything. I mean, yeah. Yun ang talaga. Yeah.
Ang difference lang naman talaga kuya, actually, pag nakita mo, ang difference ng so-so na bahay sa magandang bahay by our company costing and standard is just between 7,000 to maximum 20,000. Sobrang ganda na ng bahay. Ganong halaga lang ang extra sa so-so na bahay. So, with the sabi ng 20,000, you spend 20,000 super duper upgrades. But then, pag titingnan mo, you're going to stay there for the next 30 years. And the $20,000, if you're going to divide it over 30 years term ng loan mo, that's almost like buying a fish and chips every week. So if you avoid buying fish and chips, you can pay for those upgrades para gumanda ang iyong bahay.
Ivan, hindi na uso yung fish and chips mo, uy. Uso ngayon, mga Chinese food na. Yung mga noodles. Alata na paiwanan kayo dyan sa Christchurch. Puro pa kayo fish and chips. Dito sa Auckland, puro tsekwa na. Parang pizza. Yeah, wala na. Bibili halos sa fish and chips. Anyway, wow. It's 8:20. Again, if only we can show those photos, I know na mas maganda sana. Kasi number one, parang maganda pa yung dating ng bahay. Number two, it's not necessarily more expensive than the standard na mga bahay dito. Tapos ang maganda, Pilipino po yung kausap mo. I'm not being racist or anything, ha. Kasi I'll admit, most of my clients, I would say 90% of my clients, for example, sa New Zealand home loans are Filipinos. Kasi we can talk about a lot of things na without this, maganda yung English natin hindi hamak, pero iba pa rin yung kausap mo is you really get to understand each other. Alam mo yung gusto talaga nila, then you can provide, and the same is true with you. So it's not necessarily na maganda yung bahay, mas mahal. I mean, good value. Good value.
Saka ano kuya, pagka minsan may mga client ako na na gusto ng may mga design silang gusto, in-explain nila sa akin kasi hindi nila alam yung construction terminology. Gusto nila
Exactly.
gusto ko yung sa taas ng ceiling, yung may ikot-ikot na ganyan.
Okay. Yeah.
Sige nga, Englishin mo kung halimbawa kiwi ako. Paano explain yan? Kaya nga pumunta ako sa iyo kasi hindi ko ma-English yung paikot-ikot na yun. So, that's one thing na kaya lang i-explain at madaling kausap dahil we speak the same language.
There you go, guys. So we're down to our last 9 minutes. So ulitin ko lang. So my friend Ivan is the owner of Elegant Kiwi Homes. He's based in Christchurch, but already he's expanding in Hamilton. In fact, groundwork na sila doon. And in Blenheim. Blenheim is, by the way, on the top of the South Island, and then Invercargill. Invercargill is right, like, down the bottom of New Zealand. And they're planning to open, if they find the right person, o baka kayo yun, if they find the right person to work with here in Auckland. So ito yung contact details niya, no? Ivan, may finder's fee ako dito, ha. Pag may nag-apply sa'yo na nagkausap kayo, may finder's fee ako dito. Biro lang. If they will find the right partner to do the thing that they're doing in Christchurch here in Auckland, they're happy to do that. So wow, any tonight ang bilis lang, no? Akala mo hindi na nag 1 hour tayo, 40 minutes lang. Ang gandang natin discussion natin. Any parting words for our for those who have joined us tonight?
Siguro ang share ko as a parting words is pag pumasok, walang business na madali. Lahat ng business may kanya-kanyang intricacies, may mga strengths and weaknesses. Huwag kayong pumasok sa business just because you're hoping that you're going to make money. That's wrong. Lahat ng business may inherent risk. Pwede kang malugi, pwede kang kumita. Kapag ang habol mo lang is kumita, never ever go into the business kasi part ang pagkalugi ng isang negosyante. So, with that, kay malugi, kay kumita, if the passion is there, if that is the and the drive to succeed is there, not is there, but it must be there, the drive to succeed. Pag once pinasok mo, nag-decide ka that you're going to be into this business, you have to give your everything. Lahat ng energy mo, time, effort, ibigay nyo lahat. At least, malugi man or pag hindi naging successful, masabi mo na try mo. Rather than, hindi ka nag-try at all. And also, ako, laging gusto ko si Steve Jobs kasi yung sinasabi niya, be hungry, go hungry, go foolish. Lagi tayong maging hungry sa new things, hungry sa new knowledge, hungry sa new learning. Every day, there's something new. We'll learn something new every day. So keep on learning. Huwag tayong mag-stop on learning things. The moment na complacent tayo sa buhay, at complacent tayo, kahit sa business natin, if we don't innovate, if we don't offer new things, I don't think walang business or walang buhay na magiging successful kapag nag-stop tayo.
Oh wow. All right. Thank you so much for that. Lots of wisdom there. You wait for me lang muna sa studio, ha? I'll come back to you.
Okay, kuya.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ivan. There you go, guys. So wow, what do you think? So I really a lot of the things that he said tonight actually resonates with me, because again, having a business, it's just not about earning. You have to answer the reason why. Like, why are you having that business. So like ako, when I mentioned about during our last few episodes, the first few episodes rather, nung tinanong kami before, like, what business are you in? Of course, sinabi ko home loans and insurance kasi I'm a business of providing home loans and insurance. But when I was asked again, what business are you really in? And that really sunk in na it's about me empowering families to be good with their money pala. So it's not about other things. It's not about earning money even. That's just part of it. Because if you're doing the right thing, money will follow. Believe me, even beyond money, it's about satisfaction. It's about fulfillment. It's about like katulad itong kay Ivan. You can imagine yung mga pictures nila na nasa Facebook page nila. Again, visit Elegant Kiko Facebook page nila. You see the smiles of their clients. And these are the things na ako, vicariously, I can feel yung mga clients nila. Ang ganda ng mga ngiti eh. Because there is something that was given to them na hindi nila in-expect. So yung mga expectations nila are met and even over-delivered. So I'm happy to have a guest tonight like Ivan kasi isa itong another proof na we Filipinos can do it. We Filipinos can do it anywhere we are. Kasi sanay tayo sa mga ganitong situation eh. Ivan, for example, he told us, he shared with us his story. Like, wow, if you think you're in deep problem or in a situation that's not really good right now, go back and listen to his story and you'll be inspired even more. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you for spending your time with me. And I really appreciate that. And if you have the chance, please tell your friends and family who are interested about this. Again, as I mentioned, this will be second to the last topic about pera pinag-uusapan, about money matters. Next Thursday, next week, I'll be talking about paper assets, about shares, about stocks. I'll be talking to a person who's really knowledgeable. He's very popular and he has his YouTube following. He's really good. He's based in Manila, by the way. Filipino rin. He's a young guy. And I would like you to join and learn more about shares as an asset class. So with that, I would say, unshackle yourself. It is the only way to live. Be free. Have a good weekend, everyone. Good night.